Shifley and you are at home with the dietitian. Today we are going to be talking about snacks, specifically snacks that are kid friendly, and it's summer, so a lot of these are more summery snacks, although a lot of them could go year round. And honestly, though they're kid friendly, they can be for adults too. And I get a lot of questions as a dietitian about snacking and is it appropriate to snack and what should I snack on? And a lot of times I say it depends. So some people can go hours and hours without eating, and that's okay. Some people do a little better doing, 3 meals a day. And others really do need to eat a little more regularly and do snacks in between meals, especially kids. Kids have less stores, so they can't go quite as long without snacking. So they do need snacks, but we don't want to just pump them full of sugar, full of salt, full of processed carbohydrates, fats or bad fats. So we want healthy snacks. So some general guidelines that I say are, when possible, try to include a fruit or vegetable in that snack. Also try to include some protein or healthy carbohydrates, so less processed carbohydrates that include whole grains, as well as protein, and so protein, healthy fat, and lower processed carbohydrates, and combined with a fruit or vegetable. An easy term that some dietitians use is protein and produce. So you could do protein, so your yogurt, your cheese, or nuts, and combined with produce, which is your fruit or vegetable. So that's just an easy way to remember it. So now we're going to get into the details, and all of these snacks here are combined. So you're going to see most of them have a fruit or vegetable and some protein or good fat in there, or good carb. All right, so let's start over here. All right, so our first snack is an easy Caprese salad. So I did a pint of grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes you could use, or even if you have a regular, large tomato, you could chop that up. As you can see, this is a little less than a pint because my children were coming through and eating this as I was prepping. Okay, and then what I did to make it easy is I got these little pearl mozzarella balls. So then I can just easily dump those in there. And then when I cook, I'm not super precise, so you could measure, but I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil in here, and olive oil is what we call a healthy fat, and that means it's made mostly of unsaturated fat, which tends to be heart healthy. And then we've got a little balsamic vinegar. Vinegars, various kinds of vinegars, are something that I recommend keeping on hand for lots of different things. And then we've got some basil that Eleanor grabbed from right outside. So in the summer we try and grow a bunch of herbs because we use them, and we don't, they cost a lot less. And we're gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper. So this is something that the kids could easily make if you keep these ingredients on hand. And I know my kids love this, I love it. You could honestly make this into your main for your lunch. So if you want to cut back on your fat, because the cheese does have some fat, so you could do a little less cheese. So that's super easy, super delicious, and filling because you're getting protein and fat from the cheese, you're getting the healthy fat from the olive oil, you're getting veggies, so some fiber, antioxidants from the basil and the tomatoes. So a great, quick, easy snack. All right, next we have frozen grapes. So we washed the grapes, we pulled them off the vine, washed them, and stuck them in a bag that's resealable. And then I just keep this, I think these thawed a little bit, but I just keep this in the freezer. And it is so refreshing, and because grapes have a lot of water, they freeze really well, and they hold their shape. They're also really nice to pop in a little drink for the adults. So, super easy. You could, have that with some crackers to get a little bit, more crunch in there. But frozen grapes are another great option, and my kids absolutely love these. Okay, the next one is overnight oats. Now these are a great breakfast option, but honestly, they're also great any time of day. So here's one that I made before. And you just need some mason jars or whatever Tupperware you have. And I'm gonna show you how to make it really quickly. So you can use either a half cup of oats or a half cup of milk. I've got a third cup and a third cup. So we're gonna do a third cup. And you can do either steel cut oats or your regular old-fashioned oats. I wouldn't recommend the instant because they're made to cook quickly, and this is more of an overnight, so you want something that's a little bit slower. And you can choose the milk of your choice. So as you see, this one's a little bit smaller, but for kids they don't need quite as much. A little bit of sugar, just not overdoing it, and then some sort of fruit. You see recipes for ones with chocolate chips. Sometimes you can add a little bit of cocoa powder to make it a little bit, sweeter or a little more of a treat. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of flaxseed. So this is something that you can just leave in the fridge overnight. And then you can heat it, so I just shake it to distribute. And like I said, you could do a half cup to make it fuller. Anyway, so this has whole grains from the oats, and including a lot of soluble fiber, which is really good for lowering your LDL cholesterol. It has berries, so you're getting some more fiber there, and a lot of antioxidants. We've got the flaxseed, which has a lot of healthy fat in it, and then obviously sugar, which is more just flavor. And you could add maybe a little dash of salt to, that tends to help with the flavor. So that's another great one. And I was saying you could do this cold. I actually prefer them cold, or you could take, obviously take the top off and heat them up. And you can make a ton of these really easily and just stick them in your fridge. So that's another great one. Okay, so next we've got something really simple, just some veggies and dip made with Greek yogurt. And then I just used a little bit of some ranch seasoning. So it's inexpensive, and healthier because the yogurt is obviously healthier than just your regular ranch, which is made with a lot more junk. So, and I love these little mini bell peppers. They're easy to just, set on the plate. I don't have to chop anything. So if I'm not in the mood to chop, I guess I chopped up a little cucumber, but that one's easy. And then there's a little bit of seeds at the top, but the kids, they can easily just grab those and dip and bite. So, another easy one, great for summer, great for after school. The ranch, is real cheap to have. They actually have whole containers now you can just sprinkle in. And whatever veggies you have on hand. So that's, again, got some great protein in the yogurt, some fiber in the veggies, and a lot of color here. And then you're getting a bunch of antioxidants. And what that does is when you're getting a mixture of fiber and protein, is that helps keep blood sugar steady. When you eat something like a sugary cereal, just plain, then you are spiking your blood sugar, or like a fruit snack. So the blood sugar is going to spike, and then it's going to drop really quickly, and that happens pretty quickly, and then you're hungry again. Whereas when you have something with protein and fiber, your blood sugar comes up, not quite as high, stays steady, and then comes back down to normal, and it doesn't drop real low. And it takes longer, so you're not getting hungry as quickly. So that's why eating this way helps a lot. Okay, now we've got homemade yogurt pops. So I like to buy these big containers of yogurt, and you can choose, whatever kind of yogurt you like to do. And then just, bags of frozen fruit. And we have these cool little tubes. These are great, they're reusable, and they're great for school too. So because they seal really well and they won't leak into a lunchbox. So you can see I froze some in there. There's actually fruit at the bottom, and then they just squeeze up. So it squeezes up really easily, and that's, a nice frozen pop right there. So this is what they look like. So you just take your spoon and you stick some of your yogurt in there. And the kids actually like to do this. And then you can pop whatever frozen fruit you like or whatever you have on hand. Or if you have some fruit that's going bad, you can stick that in there and, not obviously if it's not too bad, but if it's starting to get a little soft, that's a good one to stick in there and freeze. And so I've got those contraptions, and I'll find the link. We bought those years ago, but I'll see if the link is still there to something like that. And then we also have these cool little popsicle molds, and those are great for yogurt pops. So let's see, this hasn't been in the freezer too long. So it might not be, yeah, it's not totally frozen, but as you can see, it's freezing there, and I stuck some fruit in there. So that's another great one. And when it's frozen, it pulls out really nicely. And a lot healthier than, a real sugary juice. And again, more protein and fiber from the fruit, so that helps keep the kids fuller longer. Whereas if they're eating a popsicle, I know mine eat a popsicle and then they're in 3 minutes later asking for another one. And with 5 kids, I can go through a thing of popsicles in, an hour. All right, so next we have nothing earth-shattering here, but hard-boiled eggs. I didn't actually hard-boil these, but I wanted to show you another cool little contraption. And we like to not, use too much packaging. So these, I hate throwing stuff in the trash. So we try to recycle, use reusable packaging as much as possible. But these cool little molds are made for hard-boiled eggs. So this is another great thing for the kids to pop in their lunchbox. So obviously, if this was a hard-boiled egg, you stick it in there, you close it, and they come apart. They can go in the dishwasher. And then you stick that in their lunchbox, and then they have a cool little thing for their lunch or for snack. If you're snacking at home, you could have this with some veggies or crackers, but that's another little one. And just, little characters are motivating. And I think we have another one that's a bear. So that's another cool one. I'll try and find a link for that too. All right, next one. Again, nothing fancy, but, I have kids over after school or, back before when we could have friends over. But my kids love this, and it's easy to keep on hand. All it is some yogurt and some cereal, low sugar cereal. And the combo is nice because it's got a little bit of, we do a little vanilla yogurt and some crunch from and I did Cheerios because they're a little, less sugar, more fiber. This is a hit. It's super easy, but, kids love it. And again, fiber from the cereal and protein and good good bacteria from the yogurt. So that's another win-win. Okay, so now we've got just a simple little kids charcuterie board. So we've got, whatever fruit. I love the cuties. They're easy to keep on hand. These cherries are absolutely amazing. Those are in season. We've got some blueberries. I cut up a little bit of Havarti, a little dill Havarti. There's banana here if somebody wanted that. I like to give different options depending on what people are in the mood for or prefer. And then I do some whole grain crackers. When you're looking for crackers, I recommend one that has at least 3 grams of fiber. That means it's made with more whole wheat or whole grain flour. So, this is a wheat thin. I like Triscuits. Those tend to have less junk added in, more fiber, less processed. So simple little quick kid charcuterie board, fills them up so they're not looking for more food before dinner. And then finally, again, nothing earth-shattering, but these are quick things to grab, throw in a backpack if you're going somewhere. Some dried fruit, some seeds, or these are pumpkin seeds or nuts. We have almonds. Those are all great snacks for kids. Okay, so I hope this gives you some great ideas for healthy, dietitian-approved snacks for kids that are pretty easy to make. And hopefully your kids will enjoy them and you can find something for everyone, even the picky kids. And thank you for watching At Home with the Dietitian. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. And I'd love to hear what you thought of this video, so feel free to leave a comment. If you have questions, reach out to me and let me know if there's other videos you'd like me to do. Thank you.